in today's video we are going to be talking about the basics of Internet Explorer and how to get around using it. Um, as you can see, when you open up Internet Explorer, it's going to go to the home screen, whatever it's set to. Default is msn.com, and what we have here is we have your search bar for Bing, which is Microsoft's own search engine. And then you have your URL up here where you can type in websites. This also acts as a Bing search function, so you can, as I will show you, type in a word and it will automatically go ahead and open that up. And it does a search on birds because I typed in birds and it doesn't recognize that as a website, so it knows that it will search it. And so we open up our standard bird Wikipedia. And if you want to save something to your favorites with Internet Explorer, you simply come up to this little star here, you click it, and you say Add to Favorites. It pops up this little prompt, what you want it named. Default is bird Wikipedia. And where it's going to save it to, the default is the favorites. That's where we're going to keep it for this video. And then you just simply hit add. And then we can check here and you can see bird Wikipedia is listed. Now if you want to remove something from your favorites, you simply right click it, scroll down to delete, and delete it, and it will remove from your favorites. Now another thing that we can talk about here is the hyperlink. If you click one, it's going to go ahead and redirect you to a page, but if you don't want to go off of that page, similar to Google Chrome, you can simply right click the hyperlink and say open in new tab, and there you go, it opened in a new tab. Now you could switch between them, and to close a tab you simply click the little X here and it will close it. To open a new tab that just is a fresh new tab, you simply click this little box here. When you hover over it, it's going to have a little piece of paper and say new tab. You click that and it will just pop up the home screen, and there you go. Now a couple of things we could talk about on the home screen is up here, this little bar here. These are all things that you can do. They have Skype, they have Outlook, they have Microsoft Office if you have that. All of these things you can sign into and it will allow you to access them much easier if you're into that. If you're on a public computer, I would not recommend doing so. You can also sign into Internet Explorer by going to the sign in, and Internet Explorer requires a Microsoft account. If you do not have a Microsoft account, you simply go to create one here, and it's going to be like your standard email service. You have to fill out your information. When you're done, you create the account and you're ready to go. And this acts similar to Google Chrome sign-in. It's basically the same thing. It will keep all of your passwords and stuff like that. If you want to ever go back to the home screen, you just simply click this little house icon here, and you're back on the home screen. Now, let's talk a little bit about security in Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer even recommends if you are on a public computer and you do anything on that computer, before you leave, you should probably delete your browsing history. So we'll talk a little bit about that. To do so, you come to this little gear icon, you scroll down to safety, and you go delete browsing history. Now, by default, all these boxes are checked, and if you're on a public computer, you should probably leave them checked. But uncheck this box because this box will preserve any of your favorites website data. On your personal computer, that's fine because you don't want to delete your favorites. But on a public computer, you just want to uncheck that just to be sure, and then you just simply hit delete, And in a couple of seconds here, you will see a little box pop up in the bottom. There it is. Internet Explorer has finished deleting the selected browsing history. You simply close that box and you're good to go. You can close out, you can leave, you're done. Another thing you can do is before you even start, you can come in and do in private browsing. And what this does is it will pop up a whole different Internet Explorer that is in private. And what that means is it does not track any of your activity and it does not save any of your history, cookies, temporary internet files. Anything you do will not be saved in that session. And simply when you close it, it's all gone. There's no trace of anything. So those are two things to keep in mind when using Internet Explorer on a PC that is a public PC and not your personal computer. One of the last things I wanted to cover is I wanted to cover downloading a file using Internet Explorer and running it. And with that, you will go to a site that has something you want to download. Here we have Ninite.com, that's our standard. So we go ahead and we go to Ninite, we can click something and then get it. And now it's going to pop up. It looks a bit different than Google Chrome. Google Chrome will just pop up a little thing here. You click it and it automatically runs it. Internet Explorer is a bit different. Here you see it will ask you if you want to run or save, and those options are a little different. Basically, what run does is run will run the file immediately and open it. If it's a installer, it will open it and start installing. If it's a file, it will open it so you can view it. But the save function is a bit different. What the save function does is it basically allows you to save it somewhere. So if you downloaded, say, a Microsoft Word document and you wanted to save it to a thumb drive, you can simply click the save, hit open folder, and you can tell it to save it to a different folder. uh, your thumb drive would be down here somewhere and you could just save it in that folder. Otherwise, those are the basics of downloading and running or saving a file. And that covers the basics really of Internet Explorer. I mean, there are a lot of things you can do. One other thing that I wanted to talk about is Internet Explorer is a bit of an older thing. It's not really supported by Microsoft anymore since Microsoft Edge has come out. It's kind of a dying platform. It's sad to say if there are die-hard Internet Explorer fans out there. You probably won't see much Internet Explorer in the next 2 to 3 years. It's kind of being pushed out. A lot of websites aren't really supporting it too much, and if that is the case, a lot of newer websites don't support it. What you can do is if you find a website that won't open, doesn't display correctly, what you can do is you can come down to the compatibility view settings in the gear icon here, and you simply click on that, and whatever the website is, it will list it here, and you hit add, and then it will add it into compatibility view, and that may allow you to view the website as it's normally supposed to be viewed. And if you want to remove something, you simply click it, highlight it, and remove it. Those are the basics of Internet Explorer and how to use it to navigate the internet. And I hope you enjoyed watching and learned a little something. Thank you and goodbye.